আজি American laga koporte repatriation kwa laga kotatu manukan huni ase. Newspaper tipi olaise aru media tipi kisim jagate repatriation kwa laga kotatu huni se. Itu meaning tu ki ase. Repatriation kwa to Naga kan laga remains, human remains, American laga anthropologists, poila time te GP Mills nesina aru hatan tai duijon bisibak tu tai duijon Naga remains tu loi jai kina Pitt Rivers Museum of the Oxford University te rakhi kina thaki se. Itu aji Oxford University aru Pitt Rivers Museum pora taikan laga bhabna to ala koise taikan koi ase etia itu sob wapos nijor homeland te potabo itu repatriation kwato itu ase itu laga kota abuni kan huni kina ase itu kinika suru hoise itu olap kobole mon ase kiwele mane amikan ekta official letter 25 August 2021 te Museum Director, itu Director, tarpor ekta chiti Forum for Naga Reconciliation ke likhise. Aru itu Forum for Naga Reconciliation ke taikan hudia to hele, abuni kan Naga Reconciliation kam kori ase, itu karone itu human remains, itia Pitt Rivers Museum te thakatu, itu abuni kan take up koribo paribo na nwaribo. Abuni kan itu take up korili bisi bal hobo koi kina taikan laga request ekta amikan logite aise amikan kota meeting thaki kina bisi bhabna korise aru last day thik ase itu Naga reconciliation amikan Naga issue redress koribo reconciliation aru social healing karone itu kam to bisi bal hobo kiole mane this is going to be part of the holistic Naga reconciliation to be able to bring the human remains taken away by force. Itu karone ami kan bhabi kina acha koise Pitt Rivers Museum ke aro director kipi chiti likhi kina okay we accept koi dise. Aro out of this ami kan RRaD koi kina ekta form korise within FNR ekta study group RRaD koi kena RRaD itu laga full preparation to recover, restore and decolonize. Itu team pora itia aji kam to choli ase. Itu easy nohoy. Research kam bishi ase. Community leaders kan lokote kota kori ase. Ami kan community alak lokote log korise kota kori ase
moigan naga manu bisibora naga aro British political history do jani kina ase hoilibi moigan naga remains moigan baba laga mata nohili skull ragi kina ase kwado itu kopordo itiahi bisi bakura jani loi ase itu karni itu topic bhalbora pujibuli karni aro bi public laga Naga public opinion bi kinika ase itu pujibu karni moigan RRaD team kan jaga de itia opinion loigina pira suru hoise.
The RRaD team has been engaging in the repatriation process for the past 3 years. During this time, we have conducted interviews with elders and individuals in our community. We have done morong lectures. We have also done focus group interactions and public engagement in several institutions. We have learned a lot during this process and we continue to learn. Repatriation for our Naga people in this time and to think about the possibility of repatriating remains of our ancestors is a sensitive yet an important initiative. Repatriation is the act or the process of restoring or returning someone or something to the country of origin. And for us, in our context here, repatriation is an international, legal and a moral matter. It is a spiritual process as well. Today, Nagas may be living in villages, towns and cities. However, we are deeply rooted in our traditional cultures and belief systems. What we know of our Naga people is that, in the past we followed, or our people followed, deeply respected cultural and spiritual practices. And one of the findings during our initiative is that our people, we are connected emotionally and spiritually to the dead. So the knowledge that our ancestors remains, they are boxed up somewhere or exhibited elsewhere, it evokes mixed emotions in us today. And we also learn that these remains were taken under duress, taken without informed consent and not given any proper burial rites. And so all this knowledge and information evoke mixed feelings in us. In the past, in extraordinary times, when heads or human bodies were taken away by enemies, they could be reclaimed and given proper burials. And we had this practice of respecting the dead.
In one of our interactions with a team of Naga community leaders, an elder suddenly stood up and told us, "Look, those Naga human remains, they are restless. These ancestral remains are restless." In an interview that I did with another Naga elder, he responded to me saying that for the Naga cultural communities, human remains are sacred. These remains kept in faraway places have life and spirit, and this spirit will not be in peace until and unless they find a resting place, and that is the Naga homeland.
In the past, more than 1 decade of association with the work of peace and reconciliation in Naga society, I have come across the consequences, division of the indigenous people's homeland and the consequences they are suffering today. As you are aware, indigenous people across the globe are still struggling to regain the lost freedoms, the right to land, the right to their territories, and the right to their ancestral heritage. When we see our works on reconciliation, I see that there are a lot of unresolved issues from the past. When we look to the issue of repatriation, that is taken seriously by the Nagas, and we undertake all respectful process of securing our dead.
During our engagement with our community, some of the questions that have emerged are, first of all, how can this process of repatriation bring our Nagas together, bring our people together who are fragmented in so many ways? Secondly, how can we understand healing and reconciliation in this process and in our context? Third, what kind of ideas do Nagas have about the process of decolonization? And lastly, are we ready to tackle all the challenges involved in this process? We may not be able to change the past, and we cannot, in fact. However, we can look into our past and reflect on it and see what we can do now in our present times. The question is not should we bring the remains back? But the question now is, how should we bring them back? How should we bring the remains back to our homeland? It is my hope and the RRaD's team's hope that through this process of engagement with our community, we will be able to come together and find ways to, prepare ourselves to receive the remains as they come back home or as they're brought home to our homeland someday.
With the coming together of young people and of different age groups and elders collectively working together, I'm sure with the evolving vision for a shared future, this repatriation issue will also certainly add to the reconciliation effort, which will bring long-lasting peace in Naga homeland one day.
Recover, restore, and decolonize. Right. Aro Forum for Naga Reconciliation. Amikan laga akha. Amikan laga hope to ki ase. Ito amikan exclusively right noile Forum for Naga Reconciliation laga hope noy. This is the hope of the Naga people. So Naga manu karone amikan laga akha toile. Ito human remains iman durte jobor josti. Amikan laga baba kan, amikan laga uncle kan, amikan laga dada kan laga remains loi jato. Aji ekta nutun itu paradigm shift kobo pare. Itu mane ekdom ekta itu pritibite manukan laga bhabnate nutun ekta aise. Tai kan return kori dibo koi ase. Itu karone amikan itu ঠিক পৰা ভাবি কিনা ল'ব লাগে আৰু কেতিয়া এইটো ৰিটাৰ্ণ হ'ব নাগাকান লাগা আমিকান লাগা আত্মান কি ক'ব সোলটো আমিকান লাগা স্পিৰিটটো বেছি ৰেষ্টলেছতে থাকাটো এইটো আনিয়াটো পাৰ্ট অফ দ্য নাগা ৰিকনচিলিয়েশ্যন আমিকান এইটো পৰা কমপ্লিট হ'ব কিনা আমিকান ভাৱনা আছে আৰু আমিকান লাগা হোপ আছে এইটো কাৰণে নাগা মানুহকান আমিকান সব এইটো কাতে মন দেখিনা একটা মন হৈ কিনা কাম কৰিবলৈ আমি কান ইনভাইট কৰি আছে